Well, welcome, friends. It's one hot day here. It's so beautiful, but it's going to be a hot one, I can tell you that right now. And these old hay fields, they're higher than I am sitting on this four-wheeler. Well, I'm getting on out through here, blaze me a trail through these fields, and get out in these woods. Now, I found some pretty good finds today of our old history. Really good finds. But I'm going to head back on these old ridge tops back in here. It's a mile back in here. It'll be a hard walk on a hot day. I get past all this stuff and get on these old ridge tops in the old wagon road country and see what we can find. Well, guys, we'll see how long I can stand it in these woods. I'm not in the sunshine, but man, the humidity is up so bad. So, about lunchtime, it'd probably be too hot. It's already close to 80 degrees now. So, we'll see what we can find in these old woods. So, let's get at it. There's a 35 to a 40 on this old equinox. That's an awful high tone. See what that is. I see a piece of metal. Whatever that is. It ain't no lawnmower blade or nothing. I don't know. Got holes in it. Get out here where you can see it. Big old piece of metal. Don't know. Strap off an old wagon, cart, who knows? Okay. We're gonna move on. Good tone, can't help but that, dig something like that. There's a 15 to a 20. See what that is. Well, it says there's something here, and that equinox don't lie to me. Got to get close enough to this corner and pick it up. I think it's out of the hole. Deep hole. Bingo. That looks like a musket ball. It's lead, but I can't tell. See, scrape this off. It's white. That's old. I'll give you a better description. I can't tell right out here in the field real good. That could be an old musket ball right on the very knob of this ridge. Nice fan, and it's about, oh, it's better than 5 or 6 inches deep there. Good find. Nothing better than history. Finding old history under these old rocks. Clean up my mess. That was good. Love that. That could be old. All right, we're moving on. It's a 10 to 14. That don't act like a shotgun shell. It could be a horseshoe or something. Who knows? I'll get down here. way over here. Well, get rid of these old sprags here. Okay. There's why she didn't read right. There is a file. A file. Kind of rusty, but it's a file. What about that? Looks like a 10-inch file. Out here in the middle of nowhere. Probably somebody sharpening a saw or something back in the old days. Well, that's a surprise right there. We're gonna move on. That shows up to a 20, 13 to a 20. Might be a shotgun shell, but acts like a bullet. Talking about these old woods. I ain't afraid that I'll get in them, but you never know what you'll meet up with. That's just part of being in them. But I know one thing, I don't want to be in them after dark. Too many things running around here. There's a shotgun shell. Shotgun shell. Yep, see what that is. And let's see what this one says. Little thing will pick it up. No, that's a pointer. Manufacturing company. That's an old one. That's an old one. High price too. I'll clean it up and give you a better picture right here. But that's a nice one. I thought it said Winchester. You can't clean. I think that says pointer. Yep. All right, that's a nice one. That's an old one. That's what I'm in these woods for. That and old history. So clean up my mess and I'm moving on. 13, 14. Now that acts like a shotgun shell. Right at the base of this big old 100-year-old tree here. Big old oak. If I find some coins, that tickles me to death. Most of the time, you just find old relics. Well, that ain't a shotgun shell. That's an old shell casing. That's an old one. Let me see if I can clean it off a little bit. It read just like a shotgun. Get up here and show it to you. That is an old shell casing. That's a Remington UMC. If it'll focus. Come on. Anyway, I'll show you a picture of it. I get it cleaned up here. Back at the house. It's not going to show, but it's a Remington UMC. I get it turned the right way, it's so small. Looks like a Remington UMC 38 special, but that's an awful long one. Look how long that is. That's longer than any 38 special I know. Remington UMC, so you know that's old. Anyway, good find. All right, clean my mess up, moving on. You look what a big old tree stump there. That thing is old. It's got to be old to start with. I mean, I can lay a measure tape on it, but that's 4 foot diameter right there. And you don't believe me, I'll take something up here for scale. Now you tell me that ain't big. Look how big that stump is. That's a really old tree cut a really long time ago. Man, so much history laying here. So much history. All right, we're moving on. There's a 15 to a 16. Now that acts like a shotgun shell, but you don't never know. Could be another shell casing. Now it's disappeared. Nope. It's another one of them like musket balls. Turn white. See that? Another one. You know they're old when they turn white. See it? See that white? See how they turn white right there? Well, just dropped it. But there you go. That's about 2 inches deep. So that's a good thing. I can't tell I get them home if they're poured or factory made. You don't know. All right. Moving on. Imagine being the first pioneer coming into these old countries. So wild, so vast. And the Native Americans didn't like it. But a lot of them made friends. But it's just so vast. So much wild country to tame. So much wild country. What? Here. Old wood. Ain't that odd? Looks like a mushroom, don't it? Solid piece of wood. Going away. That's hard too. I thought that was odd to find something. You don't see that every day laying in the wood. Anyway, moving on. There's a 15 to a 20. Probably a bullet, but you never know. It's just, if you don't get in these open woods, deep woods, you ain't gonna get nowhere. It's too growed up. Too growed up. That's old. An old piece of lead. Old piece of lead. It's turned white. So it's not nothing in the last few years. That's old. That could be an old mini ball, flattened out. Who knows? But that's what it is. Old piece of lead. Yeah, good find. Can't recognize it, but that's a good find. So, clean up my mess. Always clean up your mess. And move on. Right there, whatever it is. Reads just like a shotgun 12 to a 15. But hard dirt there. Shotgun shell. See what this one is. Okay. Focus. We'll see what that is. I can't read it. It's so dark in these woods. Remington UMC Sure Shot 12 gauge. The camera looks like it's a lot lighter. Well, it's a lot darker than that camera showing in these woods. I can't read it. It's so dark in these woods. So there you go. Well, guys, here's today's find. It's so hot up there in them old woods. I stayed about 4 hours up there, working these old Pioneer wagon roads, what I could. It's so, you can just see traces of it here and there. But anyway, I did find some old things here. That looks like something off an old wagon, don't it? Long ago. I cleaned it up best I could. It's just an old wagon, old cart, sled, who knows, back in the old days. I thought that was pretty neat. What that come off of, who knows. And right here in the middle of nowhere, I found a file, a real fine file. Must have used it for logging or something, working on their saws, who knows. Left it laying, forgot it. I thought that was neat, right in the middle of nowhere in these old woods. An old saw, a file. Fine thread too. I might could clean it up enough and put it on a good brush. But it's just an old collector. Lucky to find stuff like that. And yeah, right in the middle of nowhere, I thought it was a shotgun shell. An old pull tab. Middle of nowhere. That's the way it goes. Well, I did find some old shells. Found an old shell cartridge here. I said, that's an oddball right there. But it's not an oddball. But it's an old one. You can see right there. That's a UMC, Remington UMC 38 Special. Man, that's a long cartridge for 38, ain't it? A long one. I use a 38, but I use more like shorts. That's an old one. To be Remington UMC. That is an old one. That is an old one. And old shotgun shells I found. This one's not that old. It might be 40, 50 years old. 16 gauge. They still around, but they're rare. Hard to find shells for. I mean, really hard. But that's what I always like to use when I used to squirrel hunt all the time. Remington 12 gauge though. I use my old trusty 870. And this right here, I've been finding a lot of these all the way back into the winter. Remington UMC Sure Shot 12 gauge. It's just according to where they lay. That looks kind of rough. Best I could clean it up. But they're old. They started making these in 1915. Up to I think 42. You can see the date here. A lot of times I just give these dates off the top of my head. Here's an old one. Winchester Super Speed. That's an old one. It was a high brass too. See the date on that one. It cleaned up real good. That's a nice collector. Here's a real rarity. You don't find many of these. This is a Pointer 12 gauge. Manufacturing company. That is a rarity right there. I have found a few of them, but not many. Rare old shell right there. That was a good find right there on top of that ridge. As far as the bullets, I had no modern bullet. Nothing special about it. And a 22. 22 bullet. And what I did find, some old lead. Now that might have been a musket ball. I can't tell it. When they flatten out and hit something, that you can't recognize them really. But I cleaned it up here enough to show you that it's lead. But see how white it is? When it's white like that, it is old. Like you find them old Civil War bullets and stuff where they're white, turn white, old lead. That means they're old. They've laid in the ground a long time to turn white. Lead has. And here's one I think is a musket ball. Flat on one side. And I cleaned it enough to see if it's lead. Can't tell if it's been poured or not. I don't want to clean it. I clean all the white off of it. See how white it is? That's laid in the ground a long time. Long time. And you got this, and here's a really good musket ball. You can see here. You see the top right there, how flat it is, right on the very top right there. That's been poured and pinched out. So I pretty well confirmed that that's a musket ball, and it's lead. I cleaned it enough to see that it's lead. That's a nice one right there. Who knows what these come out of? That looks like a, I don't know, 45 caliber or something. 40 caliber. Who knows? Maybe old Davy Crockett hunted this ridge 200 years ago. Who knows? You can't prove anything. But I know he hunted down his ridge because I'm not a dozen miles from his homestead. So there you go, guys. There's the day's find. Now, I did find this. I thought this was novelty. That's solid wood. That ain't nothing soft either. Petrified. Found that up there. That looks like something back in the old days. Of course, might be bigger than this a little bit. That the Native Americans, the Cherokee around here, would make a war club out of. You tell me that had a big handle on it. That'd make a good war club, wouldn't it? That's an oddity. You don't see many of them laying in the woods. Where a tree grows. All right, there you go. There's the day's finds, guys. And yes, guys, I keep talking about going fishing. I'm waiting on my friends now. And get these holidays over with. I will go here in a few weeks. So, hope you enjoyed today's finds. There they are. They're not no big treasures, but they is some history laying on these ridges. And as time goes by, I will hit some of this old history. So, there you go. Well, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you next time.